Now, I don't know what's going on with this company, but I think that they are, falling off and losing their luster. And you're probably wondering what company I'm referring to. And no, I'm not talking about, Bandai and Sparking Zero. I made like way too many videos on that, so I'm not talking about them. But the company that we are talking about is warnerbros, or WB for short. Now, WB is a company that made really good games. Obviously, you guys know, like, they made, one in particular, the Arkham games. So Arkham Origins, Arkhamknight, Arkham Asylum, and Arkhamcity. Like 4 goated game franchises right there. The Batman games, they have other games, but like, everybody knows them for, the Batman games and Mortal Kombat and etc. But, recently, Warner Brothers has been struggling, and, I want to say rightfully so, but, they did make some good games back then, but now they are falling off. So you guys know what happened. Warner Brothers is on a streak. We had good games. You had the Batman games, you had Mortal Kombat games, all these games. And, it seemed like they were doing pretty good. Like, again, Arkham Knight back in 2015, I'm pretty sure was like nominated for Game of the Year. I can't remember if it won or not, but, that game was legendary. Even now, that game is still legendary. But, we had some good games from them, and it seemed like they were going on a roll game-wise. But, recently they've been, I guess you can say, struggling recently. And, again, I don't want to say that they deserve what's going on with them right now, but at the same time, though, they made things that we didn't want. Like, again, how did we go from, I'm gonna talk about like Batman first, and then we'll talk about like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. But like, how do we go from Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Origins, and Knight to, the game we have now, Suicide Squad? And that game, they really backed themselves into a corner with that game. Because if you guys don't know about Suicide Squad, first of all, I highly recommend don't playing that shit. But yeah, Suicide Squad is literally the game that killed off the Arkham universe. Again, Arkham Knight, Origins, Asylum, etc. So that game legit just kills off the universe for that game. And big spoiler for anyone who has not played this game. I mean, it's been out for a minute, but big spoiler anyway. Harley Quinn, out of all people, kills Batman. Now keep in mind, in all the other games, Asylum, City, Night, all these games, bro, Batman beats this bitch's ass on a daily, and they handle that death in the worst ways I've ever seen. First of all, how does Batman should not be losing to the Suicide Squad, bro. I mean, some of them, they do have skills or shit like that, but again, Batman beats these people on a daily, especially Harley Quinn. So there is no way that Batman should have lost that. And then what they did next was even more worse, bro. They had Harley Quinn, of all people, talking to Batman about like ethics and morals. And I was sitting on my screen, I was like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Out of all people, Harley Quinn should not be telling Batman how to be normal and shit like that. Because come on, this nigga was an accomplice to the Joker. Like, there is no way she should be saying all this shit. But they did that, which already pissed off people enough. And then the worst thing that they do, out of all things, they make Harley Quinn kill Batman on some raggedy ass bench, and they made her kill Batman. I was like, what in the actual fuck? Now thank God that apparently people hated this shit so bad that they themselves had to retcon that story and say that Batman and other members of like the Justice League were Brainiac clones or some shit like that. So, I would say thank God for that, but even still, that's still messed up. And they was gonna keep this in the game if people didn't complain, if fans didn't complain. They were gonna keep that shit in the game. So, I'm glad they changed it, but that game still sucked. Like, and another thing that it did was it scammed people. A lot of people spend a big money on this game they got a bunch of money, and then it sucked. And right now, it's ass. Gotham Knights also is another game. I mean, I'll probably take it over the Suicide Squad, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Again, the gameplay and physics and most of the things, you know, got downgraded in Gotham Knights, but it's an alright game. But yeah, it's nothing crazy, because again, I don't know how we went from Arkham Knight and all these games to what we have now. And you know, a lot of people were saying that if we don't even get like a new Arkham Batman game, it's totally fine. We could have gotten like a game maybe based on like Red Hood or something, getting revenge on, you know, all the people in Gotham who, like, I guess you can say, like, caused Batman's death or some shit like that. Like something, you know, it sucks because in Arkham Knight, again, Red Hood was like the main focus of the game. Like, he was the villain, he was the Arkham Knight, etc., etc. Like, you know, he should have gotten more to do in that game. And again, with that game, the DLCs was another thing too. Like, you know, again, Jason Todd / the Arkham Knight was like the focus of the story, and yet he only got like a 10 to 11 minute DLC, while Batgirl, who's barely mentioned in like the story at all, aside from the first few parts where, you know, the hallucination thing happens and Scarecrow kidnaps her and whatnot, she gets the 1 hour plus DLC, I think. I mean, yeah, I don't know how that makes sense, but okay, sure. But, you know, like I said, they could have done that with Red Hood, bro. He should have gotten the longest DLC, or they could have just made an Arkham game based on him. But yeah, it is what it is for that. And moving on to Mortal Kombat now, I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you guys know this, I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I've been playing like since the old arcade games up until now. I've been playing. I love Mortal Kombat. And you know, I hate to say this, but Mortal Kombat has fell off. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, what they're doing with the game now, it's bad. Like, again, we had Mortal Kombat 9, still one of the best games of all time in terms of Mortal Kombat and fighting games, still one of the best. We had MK10, which was another good one, although at first I wasn't used to like the variation changes and stuff like that. I didn't get used to it too much, but you know, over time I started like maining different variations and shit like that, and I got used to it. It was okay. 11 like story-wise and stuff like that was okay, but I didn't like the slow gameplay. It felt slow and sluggish, and some characters could move fast and then some would move slow due to like the slow gameplay, so I didn't really appreciate it too much. And then we got Mortal Kombat 1. Now again, the hype was up for that game. Like, you know, trailers, some gameplays, everything. Smoke coming back, y'all know. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a big Smoke fan, so you know, I was hyped up to see my boy coming back. And then Yuri Lowenthal was voicing him, so you know, I was pretty hyped. But yeah, looking at Mortal Kombat now, it's really bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's bad, bro. We only gotten like what in total, 1 DLC. I'm just gonna say 1 because it's multiple characters, like a combat pack, so only 1. Because we got Homelander, we got Omni-Man, we got Ermac and Takeda, and then we got the Chaos Range. Oh, and that Conan and the Terminator guy, yeah. And we got the Chaos Range with Cyrax and Sector and New Cybot, etc. Like, you know, it's okay, but you know, Chaos Range was already bad enough. That shit was so garbage. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It sucked. And now they made the definitive edition, which basically means that they're not going to really put much into MK1 no more, because you know, getting the definitive edition or whatever they called it, that's pretty much it. Like, they're not gonna focus on any updates. I don't even think we're getting like a Combat Pack 2 for MK1. I think they're gonna be canceling that. So you know, I really don't know. Like, it's so bad. They've really dropped the ball, both for like, you know, the Batman games and superhero games they have, and you know, Mortal Kombat games. And It sucks. People love these games, but it's like they don't know what to really do with these games at this point. And like I said, I'm a big fan of both these games, the Batman games and, you know, the Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. But, you know, they don't know what to do when these series are suffering. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end it off here. Nothing, like I said, nothing too much to really say. Like a different video. Normally I don't really talk about like other, like I do talk about like other games and stuff like that, but like other companies and developers like that, I don't really do that too much. But you know, not Ubisoft, what the not Ubisoft, bro. Warner Bros is one of those companies that, you know, they can make some good games, but recently they have not been hitting. And you know, I just wanted to give my thoughts and feelings, because funny enough, one of my friends, like IRL friends, actually, you know, mentioned this video I did to me and told me to talk about like Warner Brother games and stuff like that. So I just said, man, you know, why not? I never really talked about them. I'll drop the video. So yeah, again, I'm gonna end it off here. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know what you guys want to see from, you know, the channel, like what other videos or what topics, games, etc. I should talk about. Let me know also like what you guys think Warner Bros should do. Should they make like new games, or maybe abandon entirely? Like, you know, let me know down below. Also, you know, like the video, share the video, you know, do what you gotta do. And yeah, I'm Neon V2. I'll see you guys next one. Take it easy and peace out. I'm out of here.